Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Hey, look, this morning we're going to go over real quick as far as setting your input levels in the Reaper using your audio interface or your mixer. It's going to be the same process, okay? Now, if you have Reaper, what you need to do, if you haven't done it already, is come up here to the Reaper.fm and come over to where it says SW Reaper extension. You want to download this for your operating system. Once you download it, simply just click on it. It will automatically find Reaper. It'll automatically put all these little goodies in there that's going to make your life just like walking in sunshine. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into Reaper. And we're going to go ahead and open a track. We're going to come up to options. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my Tascam USB 16/8 interface on. Now, as you can see, I've got the ASIO file. Now, when I do this, okay, I don't want to use the wave out. If you've got a dedicated interface, if nothing else, you should come up here and get the, see this ASIO for all V2? Download that file if your interface does not provide you with one, okay? But Tascam products, most LUFS products, you know, they're going to come with their own file, and that's what you want. Because now I have my inputs are 1 through 16, which I can lay 16 tracks at the same time. And I also have 5 outs on the back of my Tascam that I can redirect everything to, and that's what we want, okay? So once I do that, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to come under track and I'm going to go track layout. Now, the mixer panel is down here. This is your mixer panel. Okay. We want to go to the track panel. We're going to go big meter. You see that meter right there just jump up? Okay. That's what we want because we want to set our proper input levels. Okay. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to come down. You're going to arm the track. Okay. Now, once you do this, you're going to simply come over to your interface. Now, right now, I have this set all the way down to 0. Okay. So I'm at my microphone. I'm using my Shure SM57. I'm close mic'd. I'm about maybe 2 inches away. I am on the first floor of a 3-story condo building in a direct flight path, Dulles International Airport. This is why I do not use my condensers. Okay? It'll pick a flea jumping off a hound dog 200 yards away. I don't want that. So at this point, I'm going to start to slowly rotate my gain input knob clockwise until my meter comes up, just like it's doing right now, in between the -12 and the -18. That's what I want. Okay? So I'm going to speak in a normal voice, just like I would be recording. Now, if you're going to do this for audio or do this for music, then you want to do this at the loudest part that you think you're going to be playing. Okay? Because what I'm going to do now is I would have to literally just about scream into this microphone in order for it to sit there and clip on me. Okay? Now, when I raise my voice, it's going to raise it in the audio as well. And what I'm actually recording this video on is I'm using my LUFS 8 channel that's hooked into a Pro 70 lavalier condenser mic. Okay, so if I do that, I'm just going to start peaking it everywhere, and I don't want to do that. Okay, remember, excuse me, once you go red, you're dead. Once you clip your audio, the best you'll ever be able to do is simply sit there and try and repair it. Okay? So at this point, now that I've got my input set, I would simply come up here and hit the record button. Now, if you've noticed, I did not say anything for about 2 to 3 seconds. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you why. Now, after I lay this audio down, and I'm going to do it just real quick here, it's not going to be a lot of it, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to save this file. And I'm going to hit Save All. Okay? Now, I don't need to see this meter anymore, so I'm simply going to come down here and I'm going to unarm it. Now I've got my file that I want to deal with. I simply drag it over to the left. I come back to the right, and there it is. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and move the Shure FM57 away from me. I'm going to go ahead and turn my Tascam off. Now I'm going to come back up here to my options, and I'm going to change this now to my preferences to wave out. Now the reason I have to do this, okay, is so the video software that I'm using, the capturing software, will be able to play it back so you'll be able to hear this audio. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and grab me a set of headphones, and I'm going to get them plugged in. And, here again, guys, I do this for podcasting and ACX work. I do not need to hear myself speak. It's just that simple. Okay? Now, I understand musicians, you guys do this. No big deal. If your audio interface has a headphone out, which most of them do, then that's just exactly where you want to plug your headphones into. When you use the ASIO file, okay, that's going to cut down all the latency whatsoever, and you'll be able to hear it right off the bat. So why did I leave this here first? Okay, well, we're going to get into that in just a second, but the first thing I want to do is come up to extensions, and we're going to go to loudness. Now I'm going to analyze this track. And there's my loudness. It's a negative 24.4 LUFS. My loudness range is a 2.1. My true peak is a negative 8.4 dB total peak. Okay? Now, if you're doing this for singing, music, instrumental, it just doesn't matter, guys. If you're going to go on YouTube, you need to render your audio at a negative 13. It's just that simple. That's their streaming platform. SoundCloud, Bandcamp. You guys know them. I don't deal with this. Okay, you guys know where you're posting your audio, but I promise you they have a certain platform that they are going to play your music at. So if you send them your music, let's say if you send your music to, you upload it to YouTube, and you got it at that blistering, 4 dBs with a negative 0.1 peak limit. Okay. Well, they're going to sit there and they're going to squash your audio because they're going to bring it up to their platform, which is a negative 13. So, give them what you want to make your audio sound the best that it can sound. So what do we do here? Well, we've got two options with Reaper. I can simply right mouse click it and I can go to Normalize. Now I've got this set on LUFS right now, but I can set this to K16 and I keep it on LUFS because that's what we use for podcasting. It's a little bit different for the ACX work. Okay, so I can simply put in a negative 13 here and hit Normalize, and it's going to go through its process. Okay, well, let's do it the old school way. A negative 24 is softer than a negative 13. We already know that. The closer you get to 0, the louder your audio gets. So all we have to do, if we add 11 dBs, if we take 24 and minus 13, that's going to give us 11. So all I have to do now is come over here to this track, right mouse click it, come right up here and put plus 13. Okay? Now, when I do this, see this fader jump up already? See, it went from 0 to plus 13. I simply click off of it. Now, that's what I got. Now, let's go ahead and listen to this audio. Now, if you've noticed, I did not say anything for about 2 to 3 seconds. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you why. Now, after I lay this audio down, and I'm going to do it just real quick here, it's not going to be a lot of it, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to save this file. Okay, so you say, all right, Mac, well, look, man, you're clipping. Well, I know I'm clipping. I ain't worried about that right now, okay? So, and all I really truly need to do is come over here. We don't need this anymore. And I'm going to come up here and put my peak limiter on it. The default is a negative 12. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there for right now. Okay. But now, why did I want this space? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and I'm going to put a VU meter on it. And I'm going to show you when I was silent, I'm going to show you what my background noise was, and you're going to look at these figures right here. Okay, so keep your eyes on that as I play this. Let me go ahead and just make a little window here. We're going to loop it so we can capture it, and let's play that and see what it says. Okay, you see those numbers? You see that negative 60.6? I have already met the standard for the ACX audio. Their background noise is a negative 60 max. This is what the majority of people struggle with trying to meet the requirements with the ACX. So how does it get like that? How was I able to do this? Well, I've got a good interface. You're not going to be able to do this by simply, listen, do not drink the Kool-Aid. When you're told to simply go out there and buy you a snowball or, even the ATR 2100 and use the USB input and think you're going to get these results, guys, you're not going to get it. Okay? I'm not going to argue with you. It's just that simple. So, why did I want this? Excuse me again. Well, we're going to start using some plugins from Reaper now. So let me come up here and find my Reaper. Right there. Now, all this comes stock with Reaper, guys. Okay? Now, I've got it set already on Podcast Cleaner, but it doesn't matter what you name it. So when I bring this up, this is the default. And I'm going to say automatically build noise floor profile. Okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and just play this in this loop. Now, this is very important. You do not want to get into where your audio starts. If you do, you'll degrade it. But this is all we have to do, and all I'm doing is hitting the space bar, and then I'm going to stop it. And stop. Okay? There's my noise floor. Now, I've got to uncheck this button. Okay? I've got to uncheck it. If I don't, it's going to try and keep building this profile. And again, it will degrade your audio. Now, I am finished with this. Okay? I don't need this anymore. Now I can come to this point, hit the S key, which splits it. I'm going to delete it. And now I'm back to the head of my audio. Okay? So let me just go ahead and grab this. Let's just bring it out of here a little bit so you can see the meter. Now let's bring up the VU meter again. And let's find us a silent spot. Now after I lay this audio down, and I'm okay. Now I also want you to watch over here. You can see it peaking here, but you will not see it peaking over here for now. Okay, all this has to be adjusted. We're at the beginning stage of this. So let's go back now and let's just listen to the audio again, just a little bit of it. Now, if you've noticed, I did not say anything for about 2 to 3 seconds. There's a reason. Okay, right here. You hear the breath, you hear the breathing. There's a reason. Okay, so what do? We're going to come up here and we're going to grab a gate. Now, normally I don't use the gate that's supplied with Reaper, so I'm going to have to find it here. Just give me a second. And I know it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here. Normally I use my wave gate. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. The principle is absolutely the same. The only reason I like this, guys, is just the interface. I just like it a little bit better. Okay? So I'm going to come back. I'm going to take my scroll wheel on my mouse, and I'm going to find this area. There's a... You hear that? I don't want to gate out that last little bit. That's the very end of what I'm saying. There we go. Okay, that's what I want. So I'm going to capture this again. I'm just going to make a window. And now I'm going to watch my gate. Make sure we have it looped. Now we're simply going to raise this up. Now my breathing's gone. Okay? So now let's go ahead and unloop it and just keep listening to it. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you why. Now, after I lay this audio down, and I'm going to do it just real quick here, it's not going to be a lot of it, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to save this file. Okay? So now that part of it's done. So now I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to grab my EQ. And I've got one set. I took my time. It's a 7-band EQ that I use. It's got the low-end cutoff. It's got the high-end cutoff. It's set. I probably spent maybe 35, 40 minutes on this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this as the default, and I'm just going to say OK. That way when it comes up, now let's go back and let's listen to this again. Now, if you've noticed, I did not say anything for about 2 to 3 seconds. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you why. Now, after I lay this audio down, and I'm going to do it just real quick here, it's not going to be a lot of it, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to save this file. Okay, now you see where I'm clipping right here. Okay, so what I can do now I'm getting to the point where, if this was my podcast, if this was my ACX book, regardless of what it is, I'm going to come back down to loudness again. And when I analyze this selected track, okay, watch this. You're going to love this, guys. I'm telling you. See where it says go to true peak? Watch. You see where this head right here just came over? Okay, I'm going to move it out of the way, but watch. Right up here. Let's go ahead and zoom out on that a little bit. And I'm going to, here again, come on this. I'm going to right mouse click it. Go to true peak. Boom, there it is. Now, all I have to do is create a window right here. And trap that. Bring up my peak limiter. And start adjusting this until I don't clip anymore. Okay, I do not like using hard clips. Everything about this is a soft clip. I'm going to put this to mono, and the hard clip is off. And now all I have to do is play this and see what happens. Now. You see the 0.3? Okay, done. Done. Now, at this point, I would come over and I'm going to put on what's called a DC filter. And what this does, there's no setting to it. It's the last thing that goes in your signal chain on your master. This simply just takes the DC offset and makes it to 0. There actually is none, and I'm going to show you right here. This is the audio statistics. Okay? So I'm going to clear these meters. I'm going to come up. I'm going to render this file. Let me see where we're at. Sorry, guys. I'm going to name it input. I'm going to browse for my file. For the directory, I'm going to put it just right back to my desktop. I'm going to hit OK. Now, a couple things I want to show you here. Now I want to put this in stereo. It recorded it at mono. I want to put it in stereo. Okay? If I was doing music, I'd come down here to 320. I'm going to click this box, add it back to the project. Okay? Now I want you to keep your eye down here on this plugin and watch what happens when I render this file. Okay? You see that? There was no red. Here's my true peak, a negative 1.18. Look at my DC offset. It's at 0. Now let's say, okay, well, I really want my true peak to be just a little bit louder. I want to blow the roof or the eardrums out of anybody that's listening. So what you do is you hit back. If you hit close, it's going to save the file. As long as I hit back, I can go back and I can adjust whatever I want to. Okay, so I'm going to hit back. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, over here, I'm going to come up here, same thing, right mouse click it, and I'm going to add 1 dB to it. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, guys. Okay, this is just, what I'm doing. So now let's go back and let's do this again. Render one file, overwrite. And there's my negative 0.1. I hit close. And bada bing, bada boom, just like waving the magic wand, there is my new file. Now, if we solo this file, let's play it back and let's listen to it one more time. Now, if you've noticed, I did not say anything for about 2 to 3 seconds. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you why. Now, after I lay this audio down, and I'm going to do it just real quick here, it's not going to be a lot of it, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to save this file. That's it, guys. That's the whole process right there. All right? Take care. God bless, and we are out of here.